because naturally I didn't do it last year. So, are you ready, Russell? Are we ready? All right, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. Madam Clerk, can I get a roll call?
Trustee Earps.
Here.
Trustee Craig.
Here.
Trustee St. Germain.
Here.
Trustee Daniels.
Not here.
Not here.
All right, let's all stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty, can I get a motion for approval of the agenda?
I will make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have no public comment this evening that I am aware of, right? Okay. Approval of the minutes from the December 4th, 2023 special meeting and the December 18th, 2023 regular meeting. Can I get a motion?
I'll move that we approve the minutes from the December 4th and the December, I'm sorry, the video's in my way. The special December 18th meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Discussion.
Oh, discussion. Jesus.
So as
I
a
need-
point of order, it's the December 4th was the special meeting.
Yes.
The 18th was the regular meeting.
Oh, sorry, I read it right off the agenda. I'm sorry. You're correct. Would you like to modify the motion?
I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah, clarify.
So, yep, I'll move that we approve the December 4th special agenda meeting minutes and the regular December 18th meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, let's move on to our reorganization of our board. Somebody's gonna have to give me a little bit of direction here, Carmen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called for nomination.
Go for it.
Okay, we're going to open the floor to call for nominations for a board chair. Can I have any nominations?
I will nominate. Can I just nominate that we stay with our officers the way that they are, or do we have to go individually?
It's,
I did individually.
So I would nominate Trustee Earps as the president.
do we have any second nominations? Okay, we have one nomination. Do we take votes?
Yep, election is next.
Okay,
So now you're gonna have to have a motion, basically.
second. All right, let's take a vote on that. We're voting for Trustee Earps to be board chair.
So you'll need a motion for
So
that.
I
We
need,
need okay, we do. So I'll
Yes.
move that trustee Earps be positioned as chair.
Perfect.
I'll second.
okay, can we have a vote?
Oh, you've got it too.
Oh,
Discussion.
Discussion.
Good,
I
perfect.
even wrote it in my notes. Okay,
You
can we
want-
have any discussion?
You want to do it, right?
Yes, I will.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, could we have a vote, please?
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
You may take over, Madam Chair.
Okay,
Excellent. Thank you.
okay.
That's okay.
Nominations for vice chair.
I nominate Trustee St. Germain as the vice chair.
I'll second that. Any discussion?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you are you willing?
Are you willing to do it, I guess?
Yeah, I'm willing. I just didn't know if Brian was interested because he's closer.
No, I think you do a phenomenal job.
Right on. Thank you, when I'm needed.
All right, so let's vote.
Motion, you need a motion for it.
Oh, we need a motion.
Yep.
too. Okay.
Make a motion that we nominate trustee Saint Germain as vice chair.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
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 You guys are all over the place tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank
This
you.
one's hard. This one's kind of
It's once a year.
sketchy.
It's
but
just a
you're
year
used to
since you did
doing
it.
I
Yeah.
didn't do it last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
there,
true.
okay.
So do we just make a motion?
For the
to-
clerk, yes.
for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
clerk and the treasurer,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, and you
So-
can, go ahead.
Do you want them together?
Do them separate since they're separate action items.
That's what I thought, yeah. So
Yes,
I'll
please.
move that we can continue our relationship um, uh, with Clerk Carla.
How about
Carmen.
Carmen?
Carmen. I was up at 2:00. I'm sorry, Carmen. If she'll stay with us after that.
I will second the nomination for Carmen to remain as clerk.
Just to clarify, we have a nomination for Carmen Griffith.
We have a motion.
Motion,
motion,
yes. We have a motion for Carmen Griffith to be our appointment of clerk. Do we have any more discussion?
I do second that motion.
Second that motion. Sorry, Jesus. This is a.
Yeah,
cluster.
yeah.
I know. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Carmen. Geez.
Yeah.
All right. Next for appointment of our treasurer.
Don't
Can
we
we get a
normally
motion?
did we do you last? Yeah. It's Brittany, wasn't it, last time?
Yeah, Brittany. Yeah.
So I assume it's going to be Brittany again.
She's nodding her head.
She's nodding
Yeah.
her head. Yeah, she's acting in
So-
the affirmative.
Motion.
So I will make a motion that Brittany remain as our treasurer for 2024.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Brittany. Oh, jeez. Okay, so next we have our code of ethics.
Yep. There's more than two there, I think. But
And Chris, I assume that,
we'll catch up
Get-
with the others in
catch up with-
February. Yep.
Yeah, let's see, can I click on this link and,
You should be able to, yeah.
yeah, I'll sign it and scan it in and get it back to
Okay.
you.
page,
perfect.
never mind.
Yeah.
just my
Yep.
Yeah.
front
Perfect.
tab.
That'll work. Send it to Carmen or myself. Carmen would be best.
Carla?
Yeah. Yep. That's the
We're gonna
one.
start calling you Carla
We'll
from
work
now
on
on.
I'm sorry, Carmen. Total brain fart.
All righty. All right, so I guess we could move on from there then.
Yeah.
Sign those.
The
Our leader-
signatories.
Signatories,
And I think we're good on those, right? Where we're currently at. Okay.
so we can just, the motion can
Yep.
just indicate that we're going to keep our signatories the same
Yep.
as
They currently are.
they currently are.
So I'll make a motion that we keep our established signatories as they are for 2024.
Did you second?
I'll second.
Okay. All right, any discussion on that? No? All in favor?
Bye.
Aye. All right. Establishing agendas and notice of posting locations.
So I did.
What's that?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a good idea to add the Pearson Wheat post offices, as long as it's not
Yeah.
too much of a hassle.
So if you guys want to go ahead and make a motion on these and we can have the discussion after your second,
Okay,
a little bit further on it.
So
Okay.
I'll move that we accept the existing posting locations and add the Weippe and Pierce post office locations.
I'll second.
discussion.
Yeah, so I'll get in the middle of this. So these are currently what we had from for the current or last year. Reason I had those highlighted, the Pierce Post Office, I'm not sure we got to that one very often. I don't think we were doing that effectively. Greg was going to take care of that, and I don't think that was actually happening. Not
Oh,
to put the finger on anybody. Same with the Pierce Library. We weren't getting anything there. The Weippe Library, I stopped by the post office and I can certainly do that, but it was very difficult to find the timing to do that. So I was trying to email to Terry as well. I wasn't getting that handled very well. So those are the three that I consider questionable. Everything else is very doable and we are very consistent with them. I mean, if we want to go ahead and try to do it again, but getting to the Pierce Library is, unless we had somebody in the post office.
Could,
What are the, oh, sorry, Christine.
oh, that's all right. I was just wondering if maybe there would be a possibility of like emailing it to Kim Snyder at the library
You can do that,
and see if, yeah, and see. if
but
she
that's
would-
not going to assure that it's going to get posted
Oh,
either.
Ward,
Yeah,
sorry.
Ward. Yeah.
Snyder's her maiden name.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, Ward.
Be all right.
So
I'll be all right.
What are the timelines associated with the posting? I mean, I
For-
live in Weippe and I have to go to the Pierce Post Office for the ski hill weekly.
48 hours prior to a regular meeting or 24 hours prior to a special meeting.
Can it be more than that?
Yeah. Yeah, at least. Yeah. So I should preface that with at least 48 hours prior or 24 hours prior.
And the
So-
agenda is generally done way before that, so.
Usually send them to the paper and out to the staff and you guys as well on a Tuesday before the Monday meeting. And then I usually get, by Thursday or Fridays when I try to get it to every place, and they do a good job in our office of getting that out to the post office when they get the mail, and we put it in our window, things like that. So you have to remember our district office right now, it's going to be in a different place as
Yeah.
well. So for a little while, but we'll do the best we can on that. But I don't mind taking them up there. It's just getting to Pierce that particular week is kind of difficult for me. If we had somebody that was going through there, that would be great. Or the post office is the difficult one. I have no reason to be in the post office, I guess.
Yep, so question, so you email, I usually have Sunday mornings to spend, and now that the ski hill's going, I don't really have Sunday mornings, but so it gets emailed out the Tuesday prior, so there's a whole
Yep.
week that I have to get it printed and get it posted.
Yeah,
And the Pierce and Weippe locations. If we don't list them, but we do it when we can to the best of our ability, is that acceptable? Or is it better to say we're going to do it or we're not going to do it?
I think it's probably better to not have them listed on here because people are expecting it there. maybe-
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, but maybe and that's why I brought it up, because it's been a challenge this last year when we put those on in those locations, just
Mhm.
because of the timing of some of our personnel going up and down the hill, those type of things. I mean, I personally take them to the Weippe post
Post
office,
office.
but I can do that anytime.
What-
If
And I
if
can
we
also
put 'em
do
on-
Yeah, well,
you know.
so that's what I'm thinking is if I get if I get the agenda on Tuesday and it's just printing off 3 pieces of paper
Mhm.
and posting them before Sunday, right? They would have to be out before Sunday. They would
If it's
have to
a-
be posted on Saturday.
If
for
it's
a
a regular
Monday
meeting, yeah, it'd have to be posted on Saturday before the Monday meeting,
Okay, all right.
at least, yes.
Yeah, I think we definitely do need to post them in Pierce though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. It's just we've struggled
Yeah.
trying to
Struggle
that
trying to get it.
connection. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think very possibly if we would email those to Kim, she would,
Okay.
I.
So
have-
let's
Okay.
take them off the libraries and just try to, email them and see if they will, and I will commit to the post office in Pierce.
Okay.
Yeah,
How's that?
that sounds good. And if on the libraries, I think if we email the librarians, I think that would be effective. I think.
I agree, but if we, if
Right,
it's not, then we haven't posted and committed.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, we're relying on a third party, so to
a
speak,
third party
post
to do it. Yeah,
And that's difficult.
but
Well, if it's on there, we have to do it.
Yeah.
We don't have.
if we on there, we have to. So let's amend.
Okay,
that.
so I'll revise my motion, Madam Chair.
Okay.
To add the posting of the Pierce Post Office.
Okay.
And do our best to the libraries, but not commit.
So remove the libraries.
Yep, yeah,
Yeah, we're just gonna make an effort to. do
But-
that.
we'll commit to the post offices in each community.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Everybody good with that? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, no, we're not gonna have the library, Michael.
I'm just gonna put, so we have it, so people know.
Oh, I see, okay.
Same with this.
Okay, so we got that. Are we
I
clear?
don't think we voted.
You
I said
didn't.
yay.
You said yay. I'll say yay.
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
okay.
made the motion.
All right, motion carries. I think we got that
Okay,
figured out.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay, consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah,
I
just, Dr. Garrett, I got with our capital outlay,
Mhm.
shows us at 74% to budget this year. I mean, how does that relate to on time, on schedule for the rest of the year?
So, yeah, it's tricky. But,
why I'm
but
asking.
yeah, and really what the big difference is the way we pay our certified staff versus classified. That certified staff piece goes through September, September 1, end of August, and whereas the others go through July 1. But also you have to remember we end up pulling our money on our capital projects. We pulled those out early to pay off some things that we were doing, some of the bigger projects. So we've basically utilized those funds in July and August. And some of that was work that was done in June and probably before, but we paid it after the first of the fiscal year. Am I correct on that? Okay. Yeah.
No.
So that was really basically paying the summer. We were taking part of last year's fiscal account, and then we were taking part of this year's fiscal account, and we end up paying for some of that stuff that happened prior. So kind of prepaying, I guess, or post-paying from the year prior. That makes sense. So with where we're at, I guess your question was where we're at in relation.
Yeah, are we on track?
Yeah,
Are we, because we've got 6 more months of
Yes.
school.
Yes, so our major projects are primarily done at this point. Even we're looking at, like, we were just talking about that earlier, most of the doors, access, the cameras, those things, there's still some to do. But
Right, I read
the majority of
rough.
that is done.
Yeah.
And then our major facilities types projects are done as well. So next year when we do, we already have a grant for part of the structure at the bus garage, the drainage piece, and we're gonna have to pay for part of that. So that'll come out of piece of that, or possibly even carry it over to the next year.
Gotcha.
And then what was our other big project we were looking at? Forgot what we've got. Yeah. Well, nothing at this point. So most of the stuff has been done, but we still have some, decent sized projects to do. But yeah, we're in a good shape on that, right where we budgeted.
Okay, and then obviously in relation, it's not the same, obviously, but with the district office being in disarray right now.
Uh-huh.
I know that we're going through insurance. I don't know if they've been out yet.
So yes, there's a $5,000 deductible on our claim, and they have been, but to make the adjustment, but we haven't seen any of that. They said it'd be a couple weeks before we get those numbers. So in the meantime, the process, we're looking at some contractors to come in to, mitigate that and take care of that. We already have some of the mitigation taking place with the fans and the removal of the liquids, those type of things. But at this point, we don't know what we're doing. We just actually met this morning, our group did, and trying to decide how to best proceed. Depending on the amount of money and the amount of work and the contract numbers and what we get from the insurance, we're looking at maybe redoing some of the, it might be easier to take it all out and start again because we're going to have to remove carpet and do some subfloor
Oh,
type
absolutely.
things. So we'll see where that lands. Hopefully the insurance will cover a lot of that, but you never know.
Yeah.
So,
And you're our key point of contact on that
Mhm.
for the insurance.
yeah, we go through, Brittany has that main piece of that. Yep.
So, but is she our point of
Yes.
contact for the
Yes, she
insurance?
is. Yeah,
Okay.
business manager.
Be
Yep.
be a big bulldog.
She can. That's
Okay.
why I let her do it.
Yeah, do
Be
it.
soft for that.
For those who don't know what that is, if somebody might be listening that don't know what happened, we had a broken pipe at the district office that flooded it and created all kinds of hate and discontent down there. And so there's going to be some major repairs that have to be
Hate and
done.
discontent. I like that.
Hate and discontent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty.
So it's
When you walk in, you don't see the damage, but you can certainly smell it now.
Yeah.
It's pretty,
Yeah.
pretty extensive. There's quite a bit of water. So,
All right, so we have motion discussion. Any more discussion? You good?
Yeah, Madam Chair, if you don't mind. So on the all other funds, on that I was looking at capital outlay as well. So we've expended 8.3% of those dollars. And so my assumption is those are like matching grant dollars for the various capital projects that are being leveraged to get done with grant dollars.
I'm getting the positive nod from Brittany. So yes, that is correct.
Okay, okay. And then I see 101% for the state revenue in all other funds compared to 70 for, I understand the general, but so my assumption and my understanding is we were getting less money from the state this year. But we're showing 101%. So what does that mean? On the revenue side of other funds.
Come on, you got this.
Brittany Getz, come on down.
The all other funds isn't our general funds that we get from the state. So that
Right.
category would be at the state revenue we're getting for grants and stuff like that. So in that case, we've gotten more grants than what we anticipated for this year.
Okay, excellent. So I knew it was separate from general, but I didn't understand.
Yeah,
that we
the one
had-
being that like phase one grant that we got this year that we weren't
Weren't
for
counting
sure
on.
that we were.
For
gonna
the
get, so.
safety and security, yeah.
Right on. Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. Everybody good? Any more discussion? All in favor?
I
I
All right, motion carries. All right. So moving on to reports and recognition, we have a group of 4-H girls. If you guys would like to come up here and tell us who you are and what you're doing. Right here.
Right here.
Well, you gotta talk into the microphone.
Okay.
It'll pick you up if you're there.
I am Gwen Kaiser. I'm a freshman at Orofino Junior High School, and I'm doing the judicial track for Know Your Government.
I'm Ella Getz. I'm a sophomore at Orofino High School, and I am also on the judicial track.
I'm Kate Scholler. I'm a freshman at Orofino High School. It's my second year going to KYG, and I'm on the legislative track. Oh yeah, we're all second.
Yeah,
years.
we're all second years.
We forgot to say that.
All right.
We are grateful to be here to watch this meeting. We have we have a project in our book that requires us to come and watch, and so we're grateful that we have the opportunity to come here and do this.
Anytime.
And whoa, we are glad that we can see how meetings like happen before we go to Know Your Government and act them out per se.
Mhm.
And we hope that Know Your Government can be equal to 1 high school government credit in the future.
Oh,
Kate's going to give you more information about Know Your Government, and Ella will go deeper into it.
all right.
So for Know Your Government, we stay in Boise for 3 nights. We either choose to learn about the legislative or judicial tract, and that's what we do for most of our time during the 3 days. We meet a lot of government officials, like me and Ella. We took a picture with the governor last year and ate dinner or breakfast with him. We have record books that we fill out about what we learned, who we met, and what we did. We go to official meetings like this one, research other people in our county and the state, and write reports on them and answer some questions. We also present to the 4-H Leaders Council about 4-H.
All right.
So Know Your Government is available for kids grades 8 through 10. And it really like gives you the opportunity to meet a ton of new people. Like Gwen last year, I met her at Know Your Government, and she moved up here this summer from Boise. So now
Oh.
at school, we get to see each other after
Yeah.
meeting each other
I
last
learned-
year.
I learned that I was moving up here a couple years ago, and for Know Your Government last year, my mom was like, "Hey, these 2 girls are from Orofino. You should get to know them." And so I met them, and now we're like super good friends.
Well, cool.
So we learned a lot about the government, and on the last day of the conference, we get to do mock trials and mock sessions for our judicial and legislative tracks. And if you are a second year or like it's your last year, you can join the steering committee, which helps plan the whole conference. And I'm debating joining it this year since it'll be my last year. And we just want to thank you for letting us speak tonight and come and watch you guys.
Well, thank you.
Job.
All righty. When is that in Boise?
President's Day weekend.
I thought so because
Yeah.
I remember seeing you kids down there last year with Aaron. I remember that.
This famous day on the hill.
Yeah,
Same,
exactly
yeah.
the same. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I saw y'all down there.
So I was just going to ask him, did you learn anything from all that first portion?
Yes.
Yeah.
And meetings don't always go as planned. That's what I
The
would.
discussion after the
The
second is
discussion
very
af-
difficult
you
for
know,
some.
And that being said, in all seriousness, they don't always go as planned.
Right.
They really truly don't. There's always something that can come up and totally throw everything off kilter and off track. I mean, we have it all written down in an agenda form and everything, but that doesn't mean that something's not going to scoot in there, public comment or something like that, that's going to really just totally derail everything. And I'm kind of an airhead sometimes, and so it doesn't take much.
We
And
have an understanding.
I'm super excited to see you interested in government. Hopefully as you get older and wiser and maybe you become legislators, remember our judges, transparency is really important to government. That's what the people want. Be transparent. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to say, hey, I need to fix that. But that transparency is really, really, really important. So hope you take that going forward as well.
Now, they don't do We the People anymore, right? It's not called that anymore.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do any of that. They used to do that. So similar.
I would
Yeah.
add one, sorry.
Go ahead.
I would add one comment, ladies, is we have a public comment, agenda item, and, rarely, almost none, do we have public comment. And public comment is welcomed from anyone in the public, which includes the student body. So tell us where we could be spending resources differently, how policies that we bring forward may affect you, in positive or in real negative ways. Have we gotten something really wrong? That's part of what that public comment agenda item is about. So share with your peers that you are welcome.
Always.
Okay. Right on, girls. Okay. All right, moving on. We have some recognitions from the elementary school. Julie Kessinger doing an outstanding winter musical program, which she always does a great job with the kiddos. That's always a highlight. And also kudos to Roy, Jacob, and Clay for going above and beyond during all the snow. I'm sure they were frazzled by the time that was all done. I was thinking about them. That's terrible. From Peck, a recognition for a student, Devaney Wheeler. She won the Why is Radon Bad poster contest. So good job, Devaney. From the junior senior high school, Abigail Waller for senior projects, which we didn't do last week. So, but it's Wednesday. Yeah. She did. So we'll try it again this week. But yeah, that's a lot of work. And she is very organized with it and does a really, really good job. And from Timberline, Charity Richardson for doing a Secret Santa swap there. And also she's always willing to help and she has a really good attitude and she's really a ray of sunshine up there, I know. And to Gretchen Garrett for the Passion Day, which I think that's growing year by year and becoming a big thing, a lot of good information for the kiddos. And it's just a cool thing. And from IDYCA, he'd like to give a shout out to the programs department for streamlining the application process and making things go smoother. I guess this is the biggest class they've had thus far this time. So, all right. All right. Next on the building reports, is any thing on that? Does anybody
Just,
have
looks like attendance is holding pretty well. A little bit of a dip here at our high school, not terrible by any means, but any any insight on the low 90s?
Hmm.
Kind of where we're going with that?
Yeah. So it's pretty typical right between Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's very typical to see that dip. So not uncommon, but staying strong with the policy and following through with the letters, and Emma's doing a good job on that. And meetings with parents. So I think we're doing okay. It's just a challenge. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was
Yeah,
that
there's
too.
lots
I
of,
should
there's
mention
lots
that.
of stuff going around still, I think. I don't
Mhm.
think that's improving too much, but
I anticipate it to stay the same. It seems like we've narrowed it down a lot more, unless you can remove the illness and all that, the truancy has been narrowed down to, fewer students. And those are probably the most challenging to get to school anyway.
Yeah.
So, you're going to hit that plateau at some point. I don't know if we're
Well,
there
we
yet,
haven't
but
seen a huge swing, which is good. Nothing.
Yeah.
To dip
it's
down
been
too
pretty,
far.
it's been pretty
It has.
consistent.
So
yeah, I think everybody's sticking with it really well. And,
Yeah.
having Emma keep her finger on, I think it's been a good investment. So
Mhm.
I think that was a good one.
that's
Yeah.
all I had.
Yeah, and this is our second year on the attendance policy
Mhm.
too, so I think maybe that parents and guardians are a little bit more accustomed to what's actually
Mhm.
happening and how things are gonna.
Yeah, and I think the
Proceed with that.
consistency has been very key.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, everything looks good. Except not too much on the freezing side of
Oh.
things,
Mhm.
but I think we did a pretty good job of staying in school that week, considering the snow and
It was a challenge.
the cold, but I think, yeah, we did a pretty good job on that, so. All right, anybody have anything else? All right, let's move on to our discussion items. Day on the Hill. which
Yeah,
is-
just verifying who all was going, making sure.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
going.
You said you were going?
Yeah.
Brian, did you say you were going or?
No, I was, but I still might be able to. I
Okay.
know I know we're getting short on time, but
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to
All right.
powers that be in the morning.
Yeah, it's a good,
Yeah, and he's attended before. I remember your
Yeah.
first year.
yeah.
Chris, are you planning on going? I can't
I'm
remember.
sorry, I'm not. I have
Okay.
a Montana thing happening.
Okay.
All right. And then we have the Spring Law Conference in April.
Mm-hmm. And we're just trying to get things, because if we register early, it's,
Yeah.
cheaper, and
You
plus
can
we
count
can
me
get
in
the hotel.
unless something drastic happens between now and then.
I believe I am too. I need to look at so there's billions of dollars coming out that I'm gonna have to apply for. So the timing of that, but I'll look at those schedules that are posted to date and
Okay.
let you know. I believe I can. I like that one. It's informative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
I think I can go to that one.
If you guys just shoot me an email as soon
Okay.
as you know, and that way we can get those arrangements made.
Yeah.
So,
I'll go ahead and calendar it on my end.
Okay.
And then
okay.
I should avoid any.
Get those down. Okay.
All right. Our Zone 1 board vacancy.
Still vacant.
We have.
Still working on it.
Have we had any?
We haven't had any applicants. I've talked to a few folks in the zone, and there's still some on hold. So we'll see where that goes.
On
But
hold as in they're thinking
maybe,
about
yeah,
it?
yeah. So still looking if anybody's interested in that zone. So primarily it goes from Conkleville, right on up Orofino Creek, basically up, and then cut
Okay.
across to Timberline School, and then Pierce and everything on that direction. Headquarters, all of that through there. So, yeah.
Mhm. It's kind of an
Is there a
obvious.
is there a timeline from when we can ask someone before someone else appoints someone to us? Is that
Yes, and I believe it's 90 we have 90 days to find somebody from that zone, and then an additional 60 days to find somebody from the district. And then after that, it would go to the commissioners to appoint, is the way our policy reads. So it started January 1st. So we'll keep working on that. If you guys have any connections or contacts or information
So we're almost 30 days in.
at the end of January, yes, we will be.
We'll be 30
Mhm.
days in, so.
we have a flyer that would have a little map on it? Can we do that? Can we post a like at the ski hill, in the bathrooms?
So
would be-
There is a PDF map a PDF file that is on our website that you can print off, and you can print it off regular paper size that has
Okay.
that location on there. It's,
So
you
we
know, that
could-
size is pretty small, but you could get the general idea.
And it's okay for us to do that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I guess we just
We'll keep on
keep
knocking on
on,
doors.
keep
Yeah.
on
Yep.
encouraging people. Okay. Anybody have anything more on that? Kind of is what it is. All right, policy updates, the January 1st reads. Becca?
So we kept the same ones on there for the first read, just because with the holiday and as a policy committee, not really being able to reconvene. So just take your time over the next month and look at some of those. We also did get all of the new updates for the spring. I talked to Dr. Garrett a little bit about it today. Not any huge major big rocks that we have to keep an eye on. I'll just be periodically scheduling those as we go over the next couple of months.
Okay.
We're probably due to revisit some of the ones we put in at the beginning of the year, cell phone policy. We did the athletic one, so I think we're in a good spot there. But like I said, cell phone is always a good one. We're in about 6 months. So we can look at that, and then I will get the rest of them moving to you. And then Carmen mentioned in our last one that we probably want to look at the facility use agreement that we have and make sure that we're consistent in all the buildings and we're also comfortable with the signatures that are required. And so the policy committee is going to meet with that as well. I also know that we have a Harmony Committee meeting this week, and there could be some policy conversations that emerge from that meeting as well.
And that's Wednesday.
Yes. So
4 o'clock.
yeah, so we'll meet, policy committee will meet during February, and I should have a new crop of things for you guys to look at. But for now, just those ones that are listed for January for first read,
Okay.
second read for next meeting.
Thanks, Becca.
Okay. Anybody else have anything more on the policies? Okay, student work release.
You have the information on them as well.
Oh.
If you want to come up.
Becca, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's okay. And that was just for the discussion piece. Then we'll
Yeah.
just do it as a,
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is the policy we passed last
Last
time,
Mhm.
and I have 2 students who got their applications in, got their employers signed. Bodie Howell is going to be in a position where he could earn 2 credits because he works that many hours in a week, and he needs 5 to be an athlete in the spring. But he also, so that would put him at the threshold to be able to play baseball, but also work.
Oh,
I had Dwayne develop the classes in Skyward already, so we can enroll the students for semester starting tomorrow. Miley Zenner will be doing just 1 credit, but she leaves in the afternoon as well. I may have a few others, but these were our 2 that I knew were rock solid, were working a lot, and really wanted the credit because they're spring athletes and they wanted to be able to still
To do it.
participate in sports, but also maintain their jobs. So
that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited.
like to
Yeah.
hear that,
I like to see it going.
that type of work
Perfect.
ethic to will, I want to play sports and I want.
Yeah.
So just to be clear on the action item on the work release, are we just voting on
Just those 2.
just those 2?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay. Emergency closures.
Yeah, and this will be as an action item just to, we have to do that
If it-
officially to turn into the state. So we have them,
Yep,
have it in
just
the
to
minute.
approve
So,
those.
yep,
Okay,
formality, but
and
Excuse me.
surplus.
yeah, so this was added a little bit later, last week, and this was, some items that Russell came across that he has that he'd like to get moving in our projectors, basically, that have been replaced in the classrooms.
Mhm.
Things that we can put out. So, you know, they're a marketable item that we can surplus if we get those approved. So. And I said, anytime Russell wants to move some equipment out, it's a yes.
Gotcha. It's just those 2 items.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's multiple.
Oh, there's
items.
multiple ones. Oh,
Yes,
multiple.
those models.
Okay. Oh, it says that.
So
I would've
basically, they just
read
all
that
been
word. I didn't know that.
upgraded or updated. So,
Okay. All right. All right. And no need for a motion for executive
no,
session.
with
this
the
time?
lack of your other board member, I'd prefer to wait till February if that works.
Okay. I'm good with that. We just need to note that in our minutes.
Yes.
All right. So moving on to our action items. Motion on the student work releases.
I'll make a motion on the student work releases for Bodie Howell and Miley Zenner.
Center.
Excellent.
I will enthusiastically second that motion. I think it's awesome.
Any discussion? I hope not.
Good job.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. All right. Next, can I get a motion on the emergency closures?
I'll make I'll make an emergency. I'll make a motion. You're right. That we accept the emergency closures January 18th, or excuse me, 16th, 2024, Timberline late start, pet closure, January 17th, 2024 for district-wide closure, and January 19th, or excuse me, 18th, 2024 for 2-hour delay district-wide.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
These are strictly based on the county's inability to plow the roads, correct?
No.
Not,
No,
Okay.
no. So
I thought I saw a text come across as
so
such.
Like some pipes freeze.
yeah,
and-
Timberline had no water, so that's why they did a 2-hour late start. Peck had no heat. So that's why they ended up missing that day. And then, obviously the district-wide closure because of the weather. And then the 18th was, the results of that night before, just trying to, so yeah, I guess you could say that one was but that was not a direct result. They were doing what they could do with the equipment they have and the people. So it's just, they can only do so much when it's snowing, and trying to time that just right is difficult. So we appreciate them doing everything they can do. And then we have to make a judgment call based on the information we have.
Yeah.
So.
and
Some more time.
I think that moving forward, we just need to, be cognizant that we only have so many built-in
Mhm.
snow days, and when the two things start to collide and becomes an issue, then we can address it.
Well, I also think that we're fortunate that it was this late in January.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We've
So, and
Did
it's
pretty
only
well.
been our first closure, which is
Yep.
pretty stinking good.
Yeah.
I thought we would be closed the next day. I was really happy that we only had a 2-hour delay.
Yep.
So good job to everybody getting
Yeah.
it in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and we might be over the worst of it. Fingers.
We're gonna get hammered in
You,
February.
Yeah.
you just blew it right there
We don't.
in the middle of
They
the.
didn't even knock on wood.
I didn't even knock. I couldn't find any. Everything's plastic.
So,
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
All right. So we need to vote on this now. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, action item is the surplus stuff. Can I get a motion?
I'll move that we surplus the identified equipment.
I'll second.
Any discussion? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. New hires and separation. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the new hires and separations as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right. Board member input for next agenda. Next regular meeting will be February 26th at OJSH at the
High
yeah,
school.
the library, the high school. Yes, thank you. I never can get that straight in my mind. And what is our work session?
it's the part one, basically our safety facilities
Safety
of
Yeah.
our strategic plan.
Right. Okay. And that'll be at 5. Do we have anything else that we're going to need to conquer on that night?
It'll be on the agenda.
Do y'all have anything?
Nope.
We'll probably have an update from the day on the hill.
Yes, we should.
Should,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the following Monday, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be almost a call for advocacy at that point, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I will make sure it's calendared.
All right. Well,
That's it.
that's it. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
Make a motion for adjournment of this regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night.
I never asked for discussion on adjournment.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Safe travels. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Bye.